Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Devon, aka Devo the Barber here, and this is the Band of Barbers podcast. Well, today we're going to do something just a little bit different, I guess. Today I'm going to talk about what's going on as far as the actual school is concerned. Well, it's Saturday, just a few days before our ribbon cutting ceremony, which will take place next Tuesday. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm nervous. I am. I've written a lot of things out. I've organized a lot of things and how I want to do things. But one of the biggest problems that I have, me personally, is that I try to be a perfectionist. I want things to be a certain way, and that doesn't mean, I have standards. I have standards for the way that I want things to be. And what always seems to happen every time that I dig my heels in the ground on a standard, the final product comes out to be I won't say subpar, but less than what I wanted the standard to be. And as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I'm thinking about it, and the reason that that's the case is because I don't want to be embarrassed. And the problem with not wanting to be embarrassed is that truthfully, I don't have enough. What typically, wherever I'm trying to dig my heels in and be a perfectionist instead of being a reporter, instead of walking through my journey, instead of just getting it started, wherever I'm trying to deal my heels in for perfection, I have the least amount of experience. I don't have the experience, and so I'm telling you that if you saw my plan for the grand opening and my thoughts, and you were around with my wife and I when we sat down and had conversations, what the grand opening is going to be and what I planned, like what my perfectionist brain planned for it to be, are not going to be the same thing. I'm telling you that they're not. And that's okay. I'm okay with it. That's okay. I'm not stressed about it, because I realize that getting started and doing is more important than this grandiose event. It's a ribbon cutting, and while it's good publicity, while it's good things of that nature, the reality is, that I'm probably not going to get much business from those who come to the ribbon cutting. And here's the reason why. They're not my target market. They aren't. And that's nothing wrong with them. They're just not my target market. So I would, if I let my perfectionist brain take over, I would spend all of this money trying to show and impress people who, at the end of the day, aren't the end user for the product that we have or that I'm putting out. They're not the end user. So if we were talking about it in a sense of marketing, right? These are the people that are going to be in the space, physically in the space. If we were talking about this as far as marketing dollars, if I were to say that if my clientele base predominantly came from Facebook or Instagram, that would be like me saying, well, you know what? I know this is where my clientele base is. If I had a budget of $100, that's like me saying I'm going to put $100 into Google, but I'm only going to put $10 into Facebook and Instagram. I know this isn't my target market. And I'm telling you this, I'm learning a lot, and this isn't scripted. We're just talking. I'm literally just talking. Today you get to be inside my inner thoughts of the way that I think. Now, it's taken me a very long time to get to this point in life. Because if anybody's ever been in the military, if anybody, just knows, like, I learned the dog and pony shows or the present well. I can't tell you in the military how many formations I did, and I'm just thinking about this. I can't tell you how many formations I did for people that I never saw again. We're doing all this for people that we're never going to see again. Yes, may they go out and talk about us. That could be a huge help. That could be a huge help if they go out and talk about it. Could be. But you know what would be even better? The better thing in the situation would be to have the ideal customer. The ideal customer there, but the ideal customer isn't there for the ribbon cutting. The ideal customer is for things like grand openings. That's where I want the ideal customer to be. I don't need the ideal customer to show up to a ribbon cutting. I'm still building momentum. And I'm learning off of what I build. I'm still building little pieces here and there, and here and there, and here and there. Still learning how to market. And one of the things I do know how to do and have learned about, and one of the things I have learned about marketing is you don't waste your investment. You don't waste your marketing dollars. And that's not saying it is a waste. But you don't put all your marketing dollars into a place that you know you're not going to receive fruit. This is, and be honest with you, this is a formality. This ribbon cutting is a formality. It's something that because we won the grant that we have to do, but it's also a training. It's a training. You need, they say in order to become an expert or good or whatever, you need 10,000 hours. Well, I know for sure I got 10,000 hours uh, in barbering. I know for sure I have 10,000 hours probably in studying business. I'm not so sure I got 10,000 hours in marketing. I'm gonna be honest with you, I can tell you that I don't. I know I don't have 10,000 hours in marketing. If I, and that's why my brain jumped to this ribbon cutting. It is a perceived or a perception of my business. No, the ribbon cutting is a ribbon cutting. Opening the doors, showing that we're here. My ideal customer and my first student didn't find me because of the ribbon cutting. My first student found me because he called around and did the research. So thinking that, like I said, this ribbon cutting is going to be the piece that gets the student in, nah. Actually, my first student is coming to the ribbon cutting. He's coming to the ribbon cutting, he's coming to the ribbon cutting to support. He's already in. So again, if you've got an idea, you're trying to do something, or so on and so forth, don't spend all your time trying to be perfect. You spending time trying to be perfect for nothing. Just do it. Just do it. Stop wasting time trying to be perfect. I'll tell you what I've learned in my life in the last few years. The truth is the more time you waste on trying to be perfect, or when you reach a level of perfectionism, and for me personally, I feel like in some aspects I have, but the more and more I spend in a task, and more I spend learning a thing, what I realize, the truth is I realize that as I learn more about a thing, I realize how much more I don't know. And so I stop being so concerned about being perfect, and I fall in love with the journey. I fall in love with the journey. And when I fall in love with the journey, I'm okay. I'm good. Fall in love with the journey, guys. And whatever you do, fall in love with the journey. Don't try to be perfect, just start. Don't try to be this, I'm going to be amazing out the gate. No. Everybody has to suck at some point at this. Everyone is going to be trash at this at some point. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to be trash at it when you start. This here's the third podcast. I promise you that by the time I get to 100, 200, 300, by the time I get up there, this won't look the same. This won't be the same. It won't sound the same. There will be elements that have changed. I'm always going to be me, right? But the format might change in a couple hundred episodes. My delivery might change. My communication is going to be more concise. And that's something that you had to understand. But if I never did the first few, if I never took the journey, here we are. If I never took the journey to figure this out, don't really believe that it would have grown or it will grow. But I'm not going to stop. I'm giving you all this podcast right now on my way to work. That's what I'm doing every day. On the way to work. So don't worry about being a perfectionist. Don't worry about being perfect. Worry about being consistent. Worry about being consistent, guys. Hey, thank you again, guys, for tuning in. This is Devo the Barber, Devon Evans. It's who we are. And this is who we are. And this is what we got going on. And this is the Band of the Barbers podcast. This is the Band of the Barbers podcast. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Anything that you want, anything that you got going on, check us out. Share the word. If you got some questions, comments, there should be some sort of section where you can add that. You want to get in contact with me. Get in contact with me at Devo the Barber, at the Band of Barbers Academy. Get in contact with me at Instagram, Facebook. That's typically what I do. I'm not into the new social medias yet, but I'm learning. I'm not into the TikTok. I'm really not into X or Twitter, whatever you want. I'm not into that, but just don't worry about being perfect, guys. Worry about being consistent. Consistency will make you realize that perfection is not a thing. But consistency will make you fall in love with the journey. Thanks again. See you guys tomorrow.